The internet has evolved from static pages in Web 1.0 to the interactive platforms of Web 2.0. We've witnessed a shift that shaped the way we communicate, do business, and consume content. But now a new transformation is underway, Web 3.0. Unlike its predecessor, Web 3.0 is decentralized, giving users more control, security, and ownership over their digital presence. But what truly sets Web 3.0 apart from Web 2.0? And why does it matter? Understanding Web 2.0. Web 2.0 revolutionized the internet by introducing social media, user-generated content, and centralized platforms. Companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon built empires by offering free services in exchange for user data. These platforms became the gatekeepers of information, controlling what we see, how we interact, and even shaping public discourse. While Web 2.0 connected the world like never before, it also introduced critical issues, data privacy concerns, monopolization, and censorship. With Web 2.0, internet users became both consumers and contributors. Social media platforms allowed people to share their thoughts, businesses to market their products, and communities to form across the world. However, the price for this convenience was user data. Every interaction online was tracked, stored, and monetized by large corporations, raising concerns about privacy and control. Centralized entities controlled the flow of information, which led to censorship, biased algorithms, and the rise of misinformation. Another key aspect of Web 2.0 was the advertising-driven economy. Most free platforms made their revenue from ads, meaning user engagement was prioritized over user experience. This created an ecosystem where clickbait, sensationalized content, and algorithm-driven interactions thrived, further manipulating user behavior. The need for change became evident, setting the stage for Web 3.0, the core of Web 3.0. Web 3.0 redefines the internet by shifting power away from centralized entities and placing it back into the hands of users. Built on blockchain technology, it enables true digital ownership, decentralized finance, DeFi, smart contracts, and a trustless environment. Unlike Web 2.0, where platforms own and control user data, Web 3.0 operates on decentralized networks, ensuring transparency and security. One of the defining aspects of Web 3.0 is the ability to own and trade digital assets without middlemen. Cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and decentralized applications, DApps, thrive in this ecosystem, creating a new economic landscape where users are not just consumers, but also stakeholders. This means users can monetize their online presence in ways that were not possible under the Web 2.0 model, giving them full ownership over their digital identities and assets. Web 3.0 also introduces interoperability, allowing different platforms and applications to seamlessly communicate without being confined to centralized ecosystems. This means users can switch between services without losing data or being restricted by proprietary networks. Unlike Web 2.0, where companies dictate access and usage, Web 3.0 ensures that data and digital assets remain accessible across multiple platforms. Furthermore, Web 3.0 enhances security through decentralized identity solutions and cryptographic verification mechanisms. Users can verify their identities without relying on third-party authentication services, reducing the risk of fraud, phishing, and identity theft. This creates a more secure, user-centric internet where individuals maintain control over their online footprint. As the ecosystem continues to evolve, Web 3.0 will revolutionize not only financial systems, but also social interactions, content ownership, and governance structures, setting the stage for a more transparent and user-empowered digital future. Data control and privacy. One of the biggest criticisms of Web 2.0 is data exploitation. Tech giants harvest personal data, selling it to advertisers and using it to manipulate user behavior. In contrast, Web 3.0 promotes privacy by eliminating the need for central authorities. Decentralized identity solutions and encryption ensure that users retain control over their personal information, reducing the risks of data breaches and surveillance. In Web 3.0, users authenticate themselves through blockchain-based wallets instead of relying on centralized usernames and passwords. This removes the need for companies to store large amounts of personal data, drastically reducing the chances of mass data breaches. Furthermore, decentralized identity solutions allow users to control who has access to their data and for how long, granting more autonomy over digital interactions. Additionally, Web 3.0 introduces zero-knowledge proofs and enhanced encryption protocols, allowing users to verify their identity or complete transactions without exposing sensitive information. This ensures a balance between security and anonymity, preventing unauthorized tracking while maintaining trust in digital interactions. As users gain more control over their data, the shift toward Web 3.0 represents a fundamental change in how privacy is managed online, empowering individuals rather than corporations. The role of smart contracts. Web 3.0 operates on self-executing smart contracts, which remove the need for intermediaries. These contracts automate transactions, ensuring trustless interactions between parties. Whether it's finance, supply chain management, or even voting systems, smart contracts enable transparency and efficiency, reducing costs and eliminating fraud. For example, in traditional banking, sending money internationally requires multiple intermediaries, such as banks and payment processors, all of which take a cut and slow down the process. In contrast, with Web 3.0, a decentralized financial system, DeFi, allows people to send and receive payments instantly and securely without intermediaries. This not only makes financial transactions faster, but also provides financial access to those who are unbanked or underbanked. Beyond finance, smart contracts are being used in real estate, healthcare, and content distribution. Artists and creators can receive automatic royalty payments whenever their work is sold, without relying on third parties to enforce agreements. In governance, smart contracts can be used for transparent voting systems, ensuring fair and tamper-proof elections. Moreover, smart contracts enhance security and reliability by executing predefined conditions without human intervention. They minimize human error, prevent disputes, and ensure that agreements are enforced without bias. In supply chain management, for instance, smart contracts track goods from origin to delivery, ensuring authenticity and reducing fraud. As Web 3.0 continues to evolve, smart contracts will play a critical role in automating industries, improving efficiency, and fostering a decentralized, trustless economy. Decentralized applications versus traditional platforms. In Web 2.0, applications like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter dictate policies, control content, and generate revenue from user activity. In Web 3.0, dApps run on blockchain networks, giving users control over governance and earnings. These applications operate without a central authority, ensuring censorship resistance and equitable revenue distribution. Unlike Web 2.0 platforms, where centralized companies dictate rules and algorithms determine visibility, Web 3.0's decentralized applications allow users to participate in decision-making through governance tokens. This means users can vote on platform changes, revenue distribution, and policy updates, creating a more democratic digital landscape. Additionally, content creators in Web 3.0 no longer have to rely on advertising-driven models. Instead, they can monetize directly through tokenized economies, NFTs, and peer-to-peer tipping systems, giving them more financial independence and reducing reliance on corporate platforms. Moreover, data ownership and security are enhanced in Web 3.0 dApps. Users maintain full control over their personal information and digital assets, eliminating risks of censorship, data breaches, and privacy exploitation by centralized entities. This shift empowers individuals, fostering a more transparent and user-centric digital ecosystem. Challenges and limitations of Web 3.0. Despite its promises, Web 3.0 is still in its early stages and faces several challenges. Scalability is a major issue, as blockchain networks currently struggle with processing large volumes of transactions efficiently. Gas fees, or transaction costs, can also be high, making widespread adoption difficult. Additionally, while decentralization promotes security and privacy, it also introduces risks. Since no central authority exists, recovering lost credentials or reversing transactions is nearly impossible, placing a greater responsibility on users to manage their assets carefully. Finally, Web 3.0's adoption depends on mass education and user-friendly interfaces. For many, blockchain and decentralized technologies are still complex and difficult to navigate. Bridging this gap will require improved user experiences and educational initiatives. Another key challenge is regulatory uncertainty. Governments and financial institutions are still grappling with how to regulate decentralized technologies, leading to inconsistent policies across different regions. This lack of clear regulation can create legal risks for businesses and users alike, potentially slowing adoption. Moreover, energy consumption remains a concern. Some blockchain networks, particularly those using proof-of-work to POW consensus mechanisms, require significant computational power, raising environmental sustainability issues. While solutions like proof-of-stake, POS, and Layer 2 scaling solutions are being developed, widespread implementation is still ongoing. As Web 3.0 evolves, addressing these challenges will be crucial for its success. Innovations in scalability, regulatory frameworks, and sustainability will play a pivotal role in shaping a decentralized, user-centric internet. The transition from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 is more than just an upgrade, it's a revolution. As we shift towards decentralization, digital ownership, and user autonomy, Web 3.0 is reshaping how we interact with the internet. While the transition is still in its early stages, the foundation is being built. The question is no longer if Web 3.0 will take over, but when.